Hey, what's up guys? This is me, Nisi of Spoil Me Nisi, back with another video. I hope you all are doing well. I wanted to give my 2 cents on a story that's circulating like wildfire around the social media universe as of right now. If you're not familiar with the 2 gentlemen up on the screen right now, the handsome fellow to the right is gospel singer and gospel legend Kirk Franklin, and his son is on the left, and his name is Kerrion. So a few days ago, his son leaked footage of an argument that he had with his dad. I'm not 100% sure when the argument took place. I know that Kerrion did say on social media that this situation is not something that happened years ago, that it was pretty recent. It's just unclear how recent it is. But in the video, you hear Kirk Franklin cursing at his son, yelling at him, definitely expressing some rage. And he did say some very abusive things to his son in the video. And it was really hard to listen to as well. Kirk Franklin always comes across as a very positive person, even-tempered, of course. Everybody does, right, on TV. But in the video, you definitely see, or rather hear, a different side of Kirk Franklin in that video. Personally, I feel that it's a side of Kirk Franklin that was none of our business to see, but I'll get to my views on this in a little while. So, since that video was leaked, there's been a lot of public back and forth between the son Kerrion and his siblings. Since then, Kirk Franklin released a video pretty much apologizing to the public for his actions and for his words. He also let everybody know that he's been going to family therapy with this particular son for years, and that the therapist was either on the conversation with them or going to get on the conversation with them, but the son kept that out of the video that he leaked to the public. So pretty much Kirk Franklin was saying that there was certainly more to the story and more to that conversation that his son chose not to leak. Then his son came back and had other stuff to say, pretty much, that back and forth. Then Kirk Franklin's daughter came out, did a video, did a post, pretty much defending her dad, saying that her brother grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth and didn't really do much with it. And she made allegations of him being a drug user, pretty much came out and said some hurtful things about her brother publicly, which, who knows if they're true or false, I don't know, but there were definitely some serious words from a sister to her brother, so since all of this is kind of happening before everybody's eyes on social media, everybody has an opinion. I will say that Twitter is unmatched for their memes. They have some like pretty crazy memes up, and I can't lie, there is certainly a lot of humor on the internet about all of this, but this is really a serious situation that really shouldn't be taken lightly. Now, I don't want to be a hypocrite here. Some of the memes I did find kind of funny, but the situation itself I don't think is funny. I don't think it should be joked about. Since then, there's been some celebrities like Ricky Smiley that came out pretty much defending Kirk Franklin, and a few others that I've seen online as well. I've seen a few people defending the son, saying that Kirk Franklin was very abusive towards the son, which his words were. But it's been like pretty mixed, but most of what I've seen online has really been people defending Kirk Franklin. Now to my views. Personally, I think that it was a crummy thing to do on his son's part, posting that video online. Nobody's family is perfect. Everybody's family has issues, because in the end, we don't get to choose our family. Our family chooses us. We can choose if we deal with our family members, and if we meet people, that we like and we want to consider family, we can do that as well. But as far as our blood relatives, the people that are our biological family members, we can't choose them. That's just kind of what we have, and that's God's plan, and Sometimes in these families, things happen. People have different influences. Everybody has a different mind, and sometimes people just don't get along. Now, from looking at the situation from my point of view, looking at how Kirk Franklin talked to his son, yes, that was very abusive how he spoke to him. But I also thought that it was abusive his son recording the conversation and his son posting the conversation online as well without it being the full story. I would say like in the last 10 years, you've been seeing more of just people in general, aside from Kirk Franklin and Kerrion, but people in general just like taking videos of everything, and one thing I've noticed about these individuals that decide that it's in their best interest to put someone on blast with a video they took, they never show the real story. They never show the whole story. They always start the video from one point in time, so that people can form an opinion based off of that one part of the video. And I noticed that everyone that does this kind of thing, that put people on blast in that way, they always do this. That's why I feel like, just to be humble, it's not good to form an opinion from a video that's 100% one-sided and only shows one point of view. How do we know that his words to his dad weren't abusive? It's obvious from everything that's being said that there's a history here. Me personally, I'm a parent and I love my parents, but one thing I do know is that you never know what the history of Kerrion and his dad's relationship is. You never know who's in the wrong, who's in the right. One thing that I know and I've learned about life from my 32 years that God has blessed me with in this world is that it takes two people to make war. It takes there's always more than one side of the story, and naturally I know being a parent is hard, but whenever things go wrong in a parent and child relationship, there's always room for growth on both parties, So at this point, nobody really knows what happened in Kirk Franklin's family to know, why there's such a turbulent relationship with the son or not. But there's obviously something deeper rooted that's going on, and it's something that the rest of the world just should not be involved in. And me personally, because I can tell that there's something deeper going on here, for a son to betray his father in that way, there's some deep-rooted hurt and possibly hate there somewhere, and for a father to talk to his son the way that Kirk Franklin spoke to his son, it's obvious that Kirk Franklin is not lying. That is a turbulent relationship. That could not have been the first time that Kirk Franklin has spoken to his son like that, because that's not how things work. When a father and a son have a decent relationship, or a father and a child, or a mother and a child have a decent relationship, the first time they have an argument, the parent is not going to just come out and cuss them out and talk to them like they're like nobody on the street. That's a buildup there, and that has to be like a history of Kerrion pushing his dad's buttons in some way. You just really never know. So me personally, being an outsider looking in, I know some people are like team Kirk Franklin and some people are team Kerrion. Me personally, I'm team Fix It Jesus. I'm not looking at either of them any kind of way, because again, I don't know the situation, and I think that I like Kirk Franklin. I like some of his music, and like I said, I've grown up listening to him, but in the end, he's human, and so is his son. And one thing we know about human beings is that we are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. No matter how much someone sings gospel, or how much someone goes to church, or how much someone does anything at all, we are all flawed. And this is, me coming from a person that does try to live my life pleasingly to God. I even fall short. Everybody falls short. Nobody is perfect, One thing I don't like is that there are some people online that try to condemn Kirk Franklin for how he spoke to his son. I get it. It was wrong how he spoke to him. It hurt my feelings. If one of my parents spoke to me that way, I'd probably just break down and cry. Just 100% being honest. I've had arguments with my parents before, and they have never spoken to me in that way. But again, I don't have the turbulent relationship with my parents that Kerrion obviously has with his father. So that's a very unique situation. But just from my point of view, if I had a conversation like that with one of my parents, God forbid, that would hurt me deeply. But in the end, like I said, nobody is perfect. I think that it's unfair sometimes that people hold Christian people to this high regard. So whenever a Christian person has a slip up, people become so judgmental and so like, oh, I can't believe that this individual did this or that or whatever. No, like Christians, who said that we were perfect? Nobody said that, and personally, I don't even think that God expects us to be perfect. I think that God expects us to follow his will, and pray and, do what we're supposed to do to live pleasingly to him. But, we're flawed and that's why we needed Jesus. That's the reason why Jesus died on the cross for our sins, so if we were perfect, then we wouldn't have needed that sacrifice. All the stuff in the Bible just wouldn't have happened, so we're not perfect. There's a reason why those of us who are Christian, that's why we needed Jesus, so with that being said, I do think that people shouldn't be as confused when something like this happens with someone who's Christian or who sings gospel or something like that, because, they're not perfect and they never will be perfect while they're in the flesh. That's why all of us repent. That's why all of us pray, because nobody on this earth will ever be. I think it just takes people by surprise because it's him, someone that talks about God, sings about God. But that, I personally don't feel that makes him any less Christian. To me, that just lets people see like, hey, he's a human being, and he has flaws just like everybody else. No one can sit there on a high horse because we all fall short. So in both Kerrion and his father's defense, honestly, I hope and pray that God fixes whatever that situation is with them. I can't say that, parenting is hard, Kerrion is just wrong, or Kirk Franklin is wrong for talking to his son like that. He's just wrong. There obviously needs to be a healing somewhere in their relationship that they have with each other. And I do believe in the power of prayer, and I do hope and pray that they get it together, but I hope they get it together off of social media. Whenever I see like family situations like this, like the one with Wendy Williams and her brother take place on social media, I think it's just awful. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of social media like that, because I feel like when people put their personal business on social media, that puts their personal life, their real life personal life, on a stage for other people to scrutinize. And those people that are commenting and judging, they have a whole bunch of hell going on in their own life. They have no room to be judging anybody else's situation, but that scrutiny is what Kerrion, Kirk Franklin's son, opened them up for, so I guess it comes with the territory. I just hope that anybody here in this video, if you are taking sides in this or making funny memes about this and making fun of the situation, I just hope that this video helps you to view it from a different light, see the seriousness in this, and before you fix your fingers to write, something online making fun of it or make a funny meme or something like that, I just hope that, maybe this video helps you to see the seriousness in this, and instead of making fun of it, making light of it, and keeping it going, you just pray for them and, and hope for the best. But that's my 2 cents on this video. If you guys have any comments, please let me know. I'll be so happy to converse with you about this situation. If you haven't already done so, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button, so that you know when I release new videos. And I release a few videos every week, or at least I try to. So I want you to stay entertained. Tonight I'll be making another video about Married at First Sight and all that good stuff. So until next time, peace.